Hello all. Today let us discuss about the D'Alembert's principle. We will be seeing the statement of the principle. Also we will be seeing which equation is used, as well as we will solve some numericals from the D'Alembert's principle. Now first let us see what is the statement of the D'Alembert's principle. Now consider that this is a body, and this body, it is subjected to a number of forces. Let us say that it is subject to three forces, F1, F2 and F3. Let us say that this body has a mass m, and it is subjected to these three forces. Now when these three forces will act in this direction, obviously the body will try to move with a uniform acceleration. Okay, this is the uniform acceleration with which it will try to move, and it will try to move in the direction of the force only. Okay, under the action of these three forces. Now when these three forces, suppose they meet somewhere over here and they will give a resultant force, means they will produce a summation of all the forces, means this summation F, it is the resultant force of all these three forces, and because of this summation F, and this body will move with a uniform acceleration A. Then in order to counteract this acceleration, a force which is equal to mass into acceleration will be adopted in the opposite direction. And already one summation F was here. And one opposite direction force, that is mass into acceleration, will be adopted, so that the dynamic equilibrium of the body remains in state. Okay, now here this force, if from this it is clear that by applying this force minus this force Ma on the body will be in equilibrium, as the sum of all the forces acting on the body will be 0. So this we can write it as this is in the same line of action, so we can say that as summation F is in the left, going towards right, and Ma is coming to the left, so summation F minus m into A is equal to 0. Okay, and this is the main equation of the D'Alembert's principle, main equation. So from this, what can we state? It states that the system of forces acting on a body in motion is in dynamic equilibrium with the inertia force of the body. This means that the system of forces acting on a body, these were system of forces. So when we did the resultant, it came out to summation F on a body in motion. Because of this summation F, the body will be in motion. It will be in dynamic equilibrium with the inertia force of the body. Means here this minus m into A, this force is actually the inertia force. This is the inertia force, or it can also be called as the reversed effective force, as it is in the reverse direction of this force, so it is also called as reversed effective force. Here the body will be in dynamic equilibrium under the action of this external force summation F, and the reversed effective force, okay, as well as the reversed effective force. So this principle is called as the D'Alembert's principle. Okay, here the net external force is acting on the system, and the resultant reversed force or the inertia force, both are in equilibrium. Clear? So this is the D'Alembert's principle. This statement is very important as far as your exam is concerned. So please keep this statement in mind. Now from here, from this equation, what we can see, this is summation F minus ma is equal to 0. We can rearrange it like this: summation F is equal to mass into acceleration. Now this equation is nothing but, it is the Newton's second law of motion equation. Okay, as it states that the net external force acting on a body in a direction is proportional to the product of mass into acceleration in that same direction. So here you can say that this Newton's second law and D'Alembert's principle, it is one and the same thing. Only thing is that in D'Alembert's, here ma comes to the left hand side, and in Newton's second law ma goes to the right hand side. Rest all is same itself. So based on the D'Alembert's principle, let us solve one numerical. A block of mass 40 kg is acted upon by a force P, which acts at an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. This is a block of mass 40 kg. It is acted by a force P, which is at an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. Due to this force, the block is moving with an acceleration of 2 meter per second square. It moves with an acceleration of 2 meter per second square in this direction. Given that the coefficient of friction is 0.3, find force P. Now coefficient of friction, that is mu, the value of mu is given to us, that is 0.3. So we have to find this force P. Now first, in order to find this force P, we need to make the FBD of this block. Okay, so first let us make FBD of the block. Now here FBD means we have to remove all the supports and only show the reactions or the forces acting on the block. So here one force is this force P, which we have to ultimately find out. It is given at an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. Another force will be the mass. The mass is given as 40 kg. So mass has to be the weight. The weight will pass through the center of gravity of the block. So this weight, we know that weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. So this weight, mass is given as W by G. Okay, or weight is mass into acceleration due to gravity. Now here mass is 40 kg and multiplied by G, that will give us the weight. So this will be 40 multiplied by G, that is the weight. Always weight will act in the downward direction towards the center of the earth or the center of the earth. Now here, because this block is resting on this surface, the surface will give a normal reaction towards the block. So let us say that this is the normal reaction given by the surface, denoted by N. Now as this block is moving in this direction, so the friction will be in opposite direction. So frictional force will be denoted like this. And let us say that this frictional force is F. We know that this frictional force will be equal to the product of coefficient of friction multiplied by the normal reaction. Here the coefficient of friction value is given as 0.3. So this will be 0.3 multiplied by the normal reaction. Now as this P is inclined, we will have to resolve it in one horizontal and one vertical components. So let us say that this is the horizontal component and let us say that this is the vertical component. Okay. Now as this angle is inclined to the horizontal component, so this will be cos and the other component will be sine. So this will be cos 30 degree and this will be sine 30 degree. Clear? Now we have drawn the FBD of this figure, of this block. Now let us assume that as the block is moving in this direction, acceleration would also be in the same direction. So let us say that this is the plus x direction and this is the plus y direction. Okay, if it goes in the other direction of plus x, then it will be minus x. If it goes in the downward direction of plus y, then it will be minus y. Okay, we are assuming this because the block is moving in this direction. Now, according to the D'Alembert's equation, it is given as summation f minus mass into acceleration is equal to 0. So let us first assume summation f of y equal to 0. This is the first condition of equilibrium. Summation f of y equal to 0. Now we can see here that the block is moving in the x direction only. Okay, the block is moving in the x direction. It is not moving in the y direction. Hence, we can write this as summation fy, we will write it full form, summation fy minus m into a is equal to 0. Okay. Now, as this is not moving in the y direction, so obviously acceleration will be equal to 0. This acceleration, it will be equal to 0. Hence, m into a will be equal to 0 as acceleration is 0. Okay, because this is not moving in the y direction. So we can write this as summation fy is equal to 0. Okay. So what equation we will get? Only we are considering the y axis. So here the equation that we will get is, this is n and this is 40 g, but it is going in the downward direction. So n minus 40 into g, and this is plus p sine 30 plus p into sine 30 degree. Are there any other vertical forces? No. So this will be equal to 0. Now here this can be written as n p sine 30. Sine 30 is 0.5. So we can write this as 0.5 p is equal to 40 into g. Or we can write this as 40 into 9.81 because g is given as 9.81. So this can be written as 392.4. So n plus 0.5 p is equal to 392.4. This is the first equation. Clear? Now next condition of equilibrium is summation fx minus m into a is equal to 0. According to the D'Alembert's equation, we have to write this as summation fx minus ma is equal to 0. Now as the block is moving in the x direction, we will consider here acceleration will also move in this same direction. Okay, hence we will have to write this as minus ma. Now we'll take into consideration only the forces which is moving in the x direction. Here positive, here negative. So first we will get P cos 30, P cos 30, then this is minus 0.3 n, minus 0.3 n. Only these two horizontal forces are there. Minus this m into a. Now m is already given as 40 kg. Mass, it is already given as 40 kg. We need not write this as 40 into g because this is weight. This thing is weight. M is already given as 40 kg. So we will directly substitute this m as 40 kg. So this will be minus 40 into a. A is also given as 2 meter per second square. So this will be 40 into 2 is equal to 0. Now here P cos 30 is 0.866 P, and this is minus 0.3 n, and this will become minus 80 is equal to 0. We can write this as minus, as here n is first, we will take n first. So this is minus 0.3 n plus 0.866 P. Take this minus 80 to the right hand side, it will become plus 80, and this is our second equation. So we have got two simultaneous equations. Can we not solve this in the calculator? So on solving this, on solving equations 1 and 2, we get the value of n and p. We get the value of n as well as p. Now the value of n, it comes out to 295.1 Newton, and the value of p, it comes out to 194.61 Newton. So the correct option from these four is P is equal to 194.61 Newton. This is the correct option.